You were taught to manage money. Budget, earn more of it, spend less of it, save it, stretch it, worship it, fear it. But what if I told you that the money isn't the problem? What if the issue isn't your paycheck, but your perception? Because once you see what fiat actually is, how it's designed, how it's weaponized, you stop asking, how do I earn more? And you start asking the only question that matters. Why am I still playing a game built to make me lose? See, fiat doesn't just drain your bank account, it rewires your brain. It trains you to think short term, act out of fear, compete over scraps, and then blame yourself for the outcomes. Now, this is how fiat psychology keeps you broke. Now, not because you're lazy, but because you've been engineered to behave like someone who stays trapped. And today we change that. Now, I just quickly want to chuck this in here. This is a free course of mine, and it's called Sovereign by Design. Now, if you want to come and check this out, what I'll do is link this down in the description below. See, let's go ahead and zoom out. Most people think fiat is just money, a medium of exchange, a way to transact. But fiat is more than that. It's a mental operating system. And from the moment you enter the world, you're downloaded with its core assumptions. Time is money. Saving is security. Bigger paychecks mean you're winning. A good job equals success. Debt is normal. And inflation is progress. But none of this is true. But it does feel true. Because you've been swimming in this water your entire life. Now, the fiat system doesn't just shape your wallet, it shapes your worldview. It's invisible until you step outside of it. And that's what stacking sats really is. It's not just a financial decision, it's a mental jailbreak. Now, here's how fiat breaks your brain. It forces you to live in artificial scarcity. Now, not just financially, but psychologically. Because when the value of your money is constantly decreasing, you learn to rush decisions, compete with others, spend before prices go up, fear long-term planning, and think in months and not decades. Now you're trained to be reactive and not sovereign. Now this isn't a bug, it's the point. Because someone constantly scrambling to keep up, to beat inflation, to avoid falling behind, never has the bandwidth to build leverage. Now the fiat system doesn't want you wealthy. It wants you working, and forever. See, that's why it rewards compliance and punishes clarity. It's why it inflates the cost of essentials, but pays you in diluted digits. Now you're not just earning less, you're thinking smaller. And that's what keeps you broke. Now not dollars, but default psychology. See, imagine this. You get a raise. Feels good. You've earned it. You plan to save more. Maybe invest. But then rent goes up. Groceries cost more. Gas is ridiculous. Your taxes increase and insurance premiums creep in. And by the end of the month, you've saved nothing and again. And here's the kicker. You're not doing anything wrong. You're working more, earning more, but you're still stuck. Because you're not playing with broken tools. You're operating inside a rigged belief system. A system that says, if you just budget better, you'll be fine. Maybe cut out coffee or eat out less. Be grateful. It could be worse. Now you internalize guilt, shame, resignation. And that's exactly what the system wants. Because if you believe the problem is you, you'll never question the system. You'll just work harder, save harder, and blame yourself. And all while the people closest to the money printer keeps winning, and without ever breaking a sweat. Now this is why Bitcoin, and more specifically stacking sats, is more than just a hedge. It's a full-blown mental reframe. Because the moment you start thinking in sats, not dollars, the script flips. You stop chasing status. You stop living paycheck to paycheck, even if the income doesn't change. And you stop asking, how much can I afford right now, and you start asking what's going to hold value 10 years from now. And you stop playing the fiat game and you start owning your moves. And the wild part, well, you don't need to be a whale. You don't need 10 Bitcoin. Just stacking a few thousand sats at a time with intention begins rewiring how you perceive time, energy, and value. And suddenly, well, you're not saving to survive. You're stacking to escape. See, picture this. You're about to buy something. Maybe an Uber Eats. Maybe a night out. Maybe a useless upgrade. It's only $30. You can afford it. You've done it 100 times. But this time you pause. You check the price of Bitcoin and you realize $30 is around 30,000 sats. And then you ask a new question. Would I rather have another forgettable impulse or one more step towards sovereignty? Now that's the moment it happens, not because you saved money, but because you changed identity. Now that $30 shift didn't just affect your budget, it created a crack in your programming. And those cracks, well, they grow until the old operating system collapses entirely. See, the sovereign mindset isn't about being good with money. It's about rejecting the frame entirely. See, fiat tells you to earn more, but sovereigns ask what's unprintable. Now fiat tells you to retire at 65, but sovereigns build freedom now. And fiat tells you to invest in indexes, but sovereigns invest in conviction. Now it's not just different actions, it's different defaults. And once you change the default, you change the outcome. Because behaviour isn't just driven by habits, it's driven by world view. See, stacking sats won't make you rich overnight, but it will make you free forever if you understand what you're actually stacking. Because you're stacking ownership over obedience, conviction over confusion, time over urgency, and truth over illusion. And every sat you stack isn't just wealth you keep, it's identity you reclaim. Now you're not just stacking money, you're unlearning the lie. So if you're tired of feeling like you're doing everything right and still falling behind, just know it's not you. It's the mindset they gave you, the rules they sold you, and the money they programmed you to trust. And the only way out is to stop stacking blame and to start stacking truth. Because fiat psychology keeps you broke, but Satoshi sovereignty, well, that's what sets you free. Now, one last time, I'm just quickly going to chuck this in here again. Sovereign by design. If you do want to come and check this out, there's going to be a link for this down in the description below. Now, if you've made it this far, and if you're not too sure what to watch next, well, I have this playlist for you just here, which you can go ahead and binge watch if you enjoy watching my videos, or if you just want a single little video, you can watch this one just here, recommended to you by YouTube.